Lazienki Krolewskie w Warsaw in Warsaw, Poland. Lazienki Park is the largest park in Warsaw, Poland, occupying 76 hectares of the city center. The park and palace complex lies in Warsaw's central district on Ujazdów Avenue, which is part of the royal route linking the royal castle with Wilanów Palace to the south. North of Lazienki Park, on the other side of Agrykola Street, stands Ujazdów Castle. Originally designed in the 17th century as a baths park for nobleman Stanisław Herakliusz Lubomirski, in the 18th century Lazienki was transformed by Poland's King Stanislaw August into a setting for palaces, villas, classicist follies, and monuments. In 1918 it was officially designated a public park. Lazienki is visited by tourists from all over Poland and the world, and serves as a venue for music, the arts, and culture. The park is also home to peacocks and a large number of squirrels. Lazienki Park was designed in the 17th century by Tilman van Gameren, in the Baroque style, for military commander Stanisław Herakliusz Lubomirski. It took the name Lazienki, baths, from a bathing pavilion that was located nearby. The picturesque and charming garden scheme owes its emergence as its present shape and appearance mainly to the last ruler of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, King Stanislaw August Poniatowski. In the mid-16th century, it became part of the estates of Poland's Italian-born Queen Bona Sforza, who built a wooden manor house with an Italian garden on this site. Later, the wooden manor house of Queen Anna Jagiellon stood on this spot, immortalized in 1578 by the performance of the first Polish play, Dismissal of the Greek Envoys by Jan Kochanowski. To the south, King Sigismund III Vasa had a four-sided stone castle with corner towers erected in 1624. Structures in the park. Palace on the Isle. The principal edifice of Lazienki is the Palace on the Isle. It was originally a Baroque bathhouse erected in about 1680 by Lubomirski according to the design of Tilman van Gameren, the most outstanding architect in Poland at that time. The square-shaped structure had a three-side protrusion on its northern elevation. Inside was a round hall with a fountain and the hall was topped by a cupola illuminated from above by lanterns. The walls were studded with pebbles, seashells and imitated grotto. Adjoining it was a bath chamber with walls adorned by bas-reliefs. Both the building's interior as well as its exterior elevation were richly decorated with stucco, sculptures and murals. A portion of the original decorations survived on the entrance wall of the columned portico. Also original is the Latin inscription to be read as a rebus. In translation it states, "This house hates sorrow, loves peace, offers a bath, recommends an idyllic life and wishes to play host to honest men." Classical amphitheater, and stage on the Isle. The classical amphitheater, inspired by ancient Greek and Roman architecture, was built on the bank of the Lazienki Lake, separated by a narrow strait from its stage on a small isle. The amphitheater was built in 1793 by Jan Christian Kamsitzer. Its attic was embellished with 16 statues representing famous poets, playwrights, and thinkers of antiquity and of the 16th to 17th centuries. In 1922 the 16 statues were replaced by 8 statues. White House. The Little White House is a garden villa built in 1774–76 by Domenico Merlini. It housed King Stanislaw August Poniatowski's mistress and, for a time, Louis XVIII, who lived here in 1801–05 during his exile from France. Built in the form of a square, it has identical facades, adorned with rustication, an attic and a small pavilion at the top. The interiors were decorated by the prominent Polish painters Jan Zysło and Jan Bogumilplursk. Mysłowicki Palace. The palace, which was named after the now non-extant village of Mysłowicz, stood at the end of a road leading into town. Initially it was conceived as a one-story villa set on a square. Flanking the building's main entrance, set off by lanterns held up by sculpted children, Minaldi's statues of Zephyr and Flora were enshrined within two smaller niches in 1777. The Old Orangery. The Old Orangery was erected in 1786–88 in a rectangular horseshoe shape, with the southern facade of the core structure broken up by pilasters and arcaded great windows. The adjoining wings to the west were quarters for gardeners and staff. In the considerably larger wing to the east, a theatre was set up with an entrance in the two-tiered elevation. Due to its richly decorated interior, which has luckily survived to modern times, it is one of the world's few extant examples of an authentic 18th-century court theatre. New Orangery. The building was built by Adam Adolf Loewy and Joseph Orlowski in 1860. Neoclassicist with eclectic elements, it was designed to shelter the collection of orange trees. The building was necessary because Tsar Alexander II of Russia, who purchased one of the largest in Europe collection of tropical plants from Nieborough, could not transport it to St. Petersburg, due to climate conditions there. The collection's pride were long-lived orange. Unfortunately, during the World War I, they were left without appropriate care and froze. The building consists of an oblong hall, with glass walls. Today it houses a tropical garden and a restaurant in the northern wing. Temple of Diana. In 1822, Jakub Kubicki erected a classicist temple to the goddess Diana. Also called the Temple of the Sibyl, it stands next to the northwest part of the southern Lazienki Lake. The wooden building is massive and decorated inside with murals with flower and fruit motifs. Egyptian Temple. An Egyptian temple was also built in 1822 by Jakub Kubicki, on the southwest shore of the southern Lazienki Lake. It was placed next to the fortress built by Stanisław Lubomirski, which protected Warsaw south of that point. In 1771 a bridge was built to it. During the Warsaw Uprising, only the northern part of the temple survived, the southern part has never been rebuilt. The Museum of Scouting is currently located in the temple. Water Tower. The Water Tower is a neoclassical structure, built in 1777–78 and 1822 by Jan Christian Kamsitzer and Christian Piotrainer. It was modeled after Cecilia Mitella's mausoleum on the Appian Way in Rome and currently serves as a museum of jewelry. The Hermitage. Situated outside the precincts of Lazienki Park on the opposite side of Agrykola Street, this small square building is covered with a mansard roof that conceals its little upstairs rooms. The Hermitage once served Marshal Stanisław Herakliusz Lubomirski as a retreat. For a time, a companion of King Stanislaw II August, Madame Teresa Wheeler, lived here. Destroyed by fire at the start of King Stanislaw August's reign, the Hermitage was rebuilt in 1777. The Old Guardhouse. The Old Guardhouse, designed by Kamsitzer, was built in 1791–92 for the guards protecting the approach to the palace. It stands next to the North Pond, at the roadside. The building's facade was embellished with 4 Doric columns and a partly balustraded attic. Though modest-sized, the building conveys a majestic image. It now serves as a venue for temporary exhibitions. The New Guardhouse. The New Guardhouse is situated near the west side of the palace on the Isle. It came into being through the reconstruction of a little building erected in 1779–1780 for the then popular game True Madam, and murals adorned both its exterior and interior walls. In 1782, the building was converted into a theatre called the Little Theatre, with portable wooden booths serving as the actors' changing rooms. After a proper theatre was created in the Old Orangery, the Little Theatre lost its reason for existence. It was turned into a storage room where statues were kept and was therefore referred to at that time as the Marble Supply House. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.